to another video. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. That's just what we do when we haven't uploaded in a hot minute. You know, it's like, did you forget who I am? Maybe, let's find out. Also, these are available on stellastunning.com, so check it out. Thick vegan with this trendy Roman font. Okay, but for real, let's answer some questions because it has been a minute and I apologize for not uploading, but you know, we are back. New month, new me, ladies. So one of the first questions that I see is, do you have any advice for dealing with depressive thoughts and lack of motivation? Any tips for letting go of shame or guilt? And I think this is so relevant right now because I'm actually reading this book, which I've been posting on my Instagram story a lot. It's called Daring Greatly by Brene Brown, and it's all about dealing with shame and how much we deal with it without even really realizing it, and trying to let go of, you know, trying to be perfect. Everyone deals with this, but especially those of us who, you know, if you did really good in school all the time and you were always praised for how well you did, or you really put your worth into what you accomplish and what you do, and that determines whether or not you're worthy of love or, you know, connection or successful relationships or anything like that. So when you are dealing with those feelings of shame or, you know, imperfection and, you know, feeling guilty for not being perfect or whatever the case may be, being aware of it and allowing yourself to feel the emotion but not dwelling on it, but then not suppressing it. So just kind of finding that balance. I am still reading it and I am going to talk more about it on my podcast. I'd really suggest it for the person that asked this question and anyone who may be dealing with that. I feel like we all deal with it from time to time, but it's been a really great book so far. I literally, like, me as a bookmark. Another question I see is, do you plan on being a YouTuber forever? If not, what career would you like to have in the future? And this question I feel like gets asked a lot, and I feel like it's because people who aren't in social media or doing it don't see all the opportunity that can arise from just like doing YouTube. Like right now, I'm not even just doing YouTube, you know? There's so much that goes into it, and it's not just like uploading a YouTube video once a week or whatever. Like there's so much business that goes behind the scenes, and there's so many, you know, connections that you make with different brands, and you can really take it in any direction that you want it, whether you're interested in acting or business or managing, performing, or writing a book or whatever it is. So it's just like, have the business bitch mindset, y'all. Like, come on, think outside the box. It's not just a little video. This is kind of a vegan related question. What would you do if you ordered at a restaurant and came to realize there were animal products in the food you had already swallowed? I would have freaked out like before, like in 2016 in my HCLF days, my really extreme vegan days where I was like one of those angry vegans that pissed everybody off. I definitely would have like had a panic attack. And now I just kind of feel like, I don't know, I'm not afraid. Like shit happens, and at the end of the day, like I feel like you just have to make sure that you aren't scared of like food. I feel like a lot of it for me was like that fear of food, especially in the HCLF days. It's like, anything with fat in it is gonna make you fat. And like if I even ate avocado or something, I would like freak out. If I ate anything with oil in it, let alone like animal products, I would like flip out. And that's just not a healthy relationship to have with food. And like you can be vegan, but I think part of it is like, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you're not gonna have that panic attack. At least for me, when I was experiencing that, it was the fear of the food and how it was gonna affect me, like physically or whatever. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna get fat or I'm gonna break out. I know for me, and I know a lot of people, especially in that time, in the HCLF time, disguise bad relationship with food and a fear of certain foods as, you know, for the animals, or doing it for ethical reasons when really you're just trying to hide your own issues with food and with your body and body image and all of that. And it makes sense because it's really easy to feel ashamed if you have a bad relationship with food, or if you don't feel confident in how you look or your body. It's so common, and it's just, I don't know, we still feel ashamed to talk about it or to admit it. I would just say it's not the end of the world if you accidentally eat something with like dairy in it or that has like an animal product in it. Like, you're gonna be fine. And just kind of check in with yourself, and I would say ask yourself the real reasons, like why are you feeling so stressed about this? Someone asks, what was the happiest time of your life? This is a really good question. I feel like each year gets better because I have more awareness of myself and who I am as a person and the things that I need to work on. And I feel like with each year comes new tools and almost new awareness on how to deal with certain situations. So it could kind of go either way. It's like, was I happiest when I was 5 years old and I didn't know anything about anything? Is ignorance bliss? Or am I the happiest now having all of this new awareness and continual awareness of myself and what I need to work on and who I am in this world, what I can do to make this world a better place coming from my position. I don't know, it could go either way, it depends on how you look at it. Someone says, does size matter? Of your bank account. How does it feel knowing everything you want is already on its way to you? Shout out Sydney for asking this, and I would like to ask this to you guys as well. Oh my god, this is a really funny question. What are some of the videos or things you've said in videos that you regret? Dude, definitely when I was like an extreme vegan, because I was very uneducated about, even though I felt very educated about veganism, I was very uneducated in other aspects and other social aspects. I had a pretty chill upbringing, you know, like my family never really struggled. I'm white, I came from like a good area. All of these things that I wasn't even aware of, which that in itself is a privilege. I feel like I was very ignorant with a lot of those videos and just assuming that everyone could do what I was doing, and now I feel like I have a lot more awareness about that, and that's something that I always try to like learn more about and educate myself more on. I want to educate myself as much as possible on other people's situations and use my privilege to help others rather than to just like, oh my god, I literally watch my old videos and I cringe so hard because I'm like, bitch, shut up. Like, so like the vegan videos. I have some videos like in the TBT days that are bops for sure. I'll link one of my favorites down below. This is like a video I show everyone in my life. They're like, what do you do? I'm like, I make YouTube videos, and I show them this video. So please watch it if you have. Like, I'm literally gonna link it, you're gonna die. Oh my god, this girl, Kalebird95, she's so pretty, and like, she comments on so many of my videos. So girl, just know that I appreciate you and I see you. Like, if you guys comment regularly, or if you like my Instagrams regularly, like I recognize you guys, and I hope that you know that. And like, bitch, like, just love our fam, our squad, okay? But like, for real. But she asks, how are you able to decide what you want to do in life, go with the flow, and not overthink things? I think the biggest thing that I've realized when it comes to all of this is that there's never gonna be a point where like, you're like, I can just go with the flow forever, and you never are like stressed again, or you never have anxiety again, or you never have a bad day again. Like, that's part of the human experience. And I think what I've realized along this journey of, you know, reading self-help books and trying to meditate and calm my mind the fuck down is that it's more about learning how to cope with those days or those moments constructively, rather than to just try to get to a point where you never feel anything negative again. There's just things in life that are gonna piss us off, make us sad, mad, angry, and it's just about how we deal with those moments. I just feel like for a while I had this perception that if I meditated enough, you know, I'd never like have to deal with anything shitty again. And I've come to realize it's more about dealing with those moments rather than avoiding them. And also not feeling bad for not feeling blissfully happy all the time. Like, it's just unrealistic. Favorite songs right now, definitely I've like only been listening to 90s and early 2000s R&B. Like, that's it. And like some like current music, of course, like trap, hip hop, like whatever, but yeah, that's like my vibe currently. I do have Apple Music. I know some of you follow me already, but yeah, should I make a Spotify IDK? I'll, you know, transfer some of my playlists. Let me know. How to know if it's more than just a hookup? Ooh, this is a good question. It can definitely be hard, especially if you have a good experience physically with somebody. You might think that you're like in love with them, or that you want to be in a relationship with them, but really it's like just a physical connection. And I think there's no harm in like asking them to hang out, or asking them to like do something that's not just physical. But you have to be prepared for rejection, and that maybe they're not gonna be interested in that. But that shouldn't prevent you from like reaching out. Because if you just like never do that, then the other person is probably most often gonna get the vibe that you thought it was just a hookup. Maybe they're thinking the same thing. Maybe they just think it's a hookup, but you never know until you like extend yourself. It's called the catching a vibe method. It's like if you ask someone to hang out and they just like are like, I'm busy. My personal preference is to never hit them up again unless they hit me up. But that's just me. Don't let fear prevent you from extending yourself, but you gotta be prepared for all scenarios. That's all I'm going to answer. Thank you so much to everyone who asked me questions. I asked them in the community tab of my channel, so make sure you check that out. Also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, add me on Snapchat, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.